Welcome viewers. In this video we are going to look warehouse structures purpose. We know that warehouse structures is built with steel structure framings that can be used for large storage of stocks and materials. So in this we are going to look what are the other purpose other than this storage, because this is similar kind of warehouse structures can be used for other purpose also. So here on the picture there are three pictures which is showing here in the screen. The left side or the main picture is a structural frame for a small warehouse which is having the main column, rafter, cladding, connection members and Z purlins. So generally this cladding, tie member and the Z purlin are made up of cold form steel, and main column, rafter are used with a rolled, hot rolled steel. In the right hand side you can see that structural profile during the design stage of a double bay warehouse structures. In the bottom right it is a aesthetical view of a warehouse. So let me look into that other purpose of warehouse structures. So these are some major purpose which are listed here. Of course, some may be missed here. So first one is transit storage, which can be used as a temporary storage for transport mode changes. Second one is apparatus vehicle storage. Third one is stockpiles. Fourth one is food grade warehouse, where here the food products used to store at this place. Power storages, battery energy storage buildings. Power enhancement buildings such as generator, converter and compensator. Sometimes this kind of warehouse structures also used in sports arena, which is having a smaller capacity, not a big sports arena. Say for example for indoor such as basketball and badminton. And finally some type of hyper markets also used to build with the warehouse type of structures. So what is a transit warehouse? So here on the screen you can see that four mode of transportation. So these are the four major mode of transportation: roadways, railways, seaways or waterways and airways. So in order to connect this mode change, we need a warehouse, because our products or our goods used to transport from one mode to one mode to another mode, like for example road to airways or road to waterways or waterways to railways or railways to airways or airways to railways. So likewise are integrated with all the maybe one or two or three multiple mode of change also required. So for that we need to have a building called a transit warehouse, where that entire goods or products can be stored for a temporary purpose, so that the next mode time changes will vary according to that transportation period. So for that the transit storage is required. So because of that reason some buildings used to build, so that house used to call it as a transit warehouse. So this is an internal view of a transit storage building. So this transit storage building generally used to prepare the taller in order to the vehicle movement to be a possible one. Also the doorway should be having a clearance to the vehicle access, and some ventilation also required. So this ventilation is based upon the material which we are storing inside that. And this is another view of apparatus or vehicle storage. So suppose nearby a factory some material to be stored or the equipment or apparatus to be stored, this kind of structures, which is also called as a warehouse structures, need to be built. Sometimes for a sales purpose or a maintenance purpose, this kind of apparatus and equipment can be stored inside the warehouse. This is stockpiles warehouse. So this is stockpiles for emergency storages and for long-term storages also. These stockpiles shall be used. So generally for this product, not only the general products can be stored here, even the defense weapons used to store when there is a war circumstances arise. This is food grade warehouse. So this food grade warehouse required more secure and safe kind of surroundings, including that heat ventilation system, air conditioning system is required. So also the minimum clearance to be storage capacity need to be analyzed, and the rack system or the open storage system for some product is required. Also the anti-weeding and antibacterial things we need to maintain here. It will require some processing of air ventilation also. This is battery energy storage building. So for power storage, similar kind of warehouse structures is required to be constructed. So again this requires some openings or access for the battery and the switchgear panels to be enter inside the building. Main thing is the ventilation is required here, because there is a heat dissipation while doing the power energy battery energy storage system. So this heat dissipation is more in the warehouse structures inside the battery energy storage buildings. So for that HVAC system is very important for this. Accordingly the ventilation should be provided, and some warnings or cautionary measurement also to be considered, as it is related to the energy storage system. So this is a view of generator buildings, which is also a typical warehouse structures. So this is a converter buildings. Sometimes this kind of converter buildings used to have lot of electrical interfaces, even the electromagnetic interfaces also is there. So the cladding should be designed accordingly, like a non-magnetic cladding, like for example aluminum or some other material which is not a magnetic one. So this will have a power impact, so the safety and security to be ensured. Also this will have some converter kind of things, so that to be taken consider, and the access to this building also have some restrictions, and ventilation system is required for this. Sometimes during the installation the vehicle movement inside the building also need to consider. Also the crane, electronically operated crane need to be considered for small maintenance and lifting of the equipment. The roofs also sometimes to be designed as a bolted connection, because sometimes the maintenance required inside the building by opening the roof. Also the installation of some equipment required the roof should be opened at any time. So the roof should be designed in order to it can be separated from the main column. So there are some other consideration also required while doing this kind of warehouse structures, which is to be used for converter buildings. We will see these in later videos. This is called compensator buildings. So generally this compensator used to maintain the power energy losses. So for that, these compensator buildings used to build. So this is also typically like warehouse structures, but some consideration we need to do, like some of the equipment used to have wall mounted, some of the equipment is floor mounted, and some in roof mounted, so that we need to fix while doing this design. Also there will be some maintenance crane is required inside that, some pump room also required, some cooling system to be prepared for this. For that, cooling duct vent that need to be considered while doing the design. Also crane movement we need to do as a moving loads, and structural cladding to be having a thermal resistant or thermal insulated claddings to be provided here. And sometimes, most of the times, the fire resistant cladding also suggested. Also while doing the design for this compensator buildings, we need to consider the fire rated steel structures, or the finishing of the or the paints should be have the fire rated, and the thickness of the member size to be considered as per the fire rated one. So these are the some challenges we need to consider while doing this as a warehouse structures. Also the fixing bolt of various equipment we need to consider while doing the design, the plumbing and MEP light fixing, all those we need to consider while doing the design. This is the next type of warehouse purpose for sports arena. This is a basketball indoor sports arena which is having the similar kind of warehouse structures, having the rafter, main column, ties, secondary beams, sag rods, all those are you can view here. Also the duct which is running for HVC. This is a view of hypermarkets. So similar kind of warehouse structure framings are used here. So this is all the purpose we have seen: transit storage, apparatus vehicle storage, stockpiles, food grade warehouse, power storage and power enhancement buildings, sports arena, hypermarkets. There are also other purpose also available. So these are the major purpose which we have seen. Soon we will meet in another video about the topics of construction methods of warehouse, factors affecting warehouse or factor to be considered for warehouse design, structural components for steel, non-structural components for steel building, geometry and dimensioning, design input, classification of structural loadings for warehouse, and design procedure for warehouse structures, failure of warehouse structures, and how to perform the design of warehouse structures using various standards. We will be looking in further videos. Thank you for watching this. Subscribe to this channel for more updates. Thank you.